What is up, people? This is your boy DJ coming back at you from the Casual Corner, and I'm happy to say I was finally able to get to this Castlevania Nocturne review. I finished the first part. It's gonna be a two-parter based off the way that this first part ended. But of course, before I get started going further, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet or whatever, you don't like spoilers and all that, turn away now and you can come back after you got caught up. But yeah, I'm going to get into this. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I did not like it. I felt that the show itself, it lost the plot. And what do I mean by lost the plot? Well, I feel like the show, it changed too much. It's not really about the Belmont clan's war against Dracula anymore. Like the first series with Trevor, Sifa, and Alucard, even though they did change some stuff there, it's still that the overarching plot between, Dracula's the bad guy, he must be defeated and all that stuff. That was still the main focus point, right? But as we can see here in this sequel series, that is not the case. I feel like, and I'm just gonna say this, if you're going to be adapting existing franchise as lore as deep as Castlevania, which has a lot of people that like it, you would think that the people who are adapting it would do right by the fans, or so you would think, but that's not what the case is here. There's too many reimaginings of characters going on. It's like they skimmed the lore of Castlevania, just pulled in characters that they like, regardless if they fit the narrative or not. They just say, hey, like for instance, let's look at Sekhmet or Elizabeth Bathory, and Drolta. Both these characters are from Castlevania Bloodlines. They don't even have anything to do with Victor Belmont, but yet they are being pushed at, Drolta, Sekhmet is being pushed as the main big bad of the series this time now, rather than Dracula. At least that's what it seems. They're making it seem like she's even stronger than him. But of course, being that the game that she come from, she's a reimagining of Elizabeth Barclay, and in that game, she is the niece of Dracula. And of course, the black vampire chick in the show, she's a reimagining of Drolta from the same game. And in that game, she resurrects Elizabeth Barclay so that they can go off and resurrect Dracula. And that's another thing too. When it comes to Castlevania, if you're not dealing with Dracula himself, you're dealing with his minions, right? And his minions, their ultimate goal is to always resurrect Dracula. That's what they do. That's what Castlevania is. And if that's not what you're trying to do, if you're not trying to have that going forward, then I feel like you shouldn't even make it, because by doing that, you're doing anything other than that would be a disservice to the fans, right? And every time I think about that, it brings to mind when they tried to remake Devil May Cry. And I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with this. If you played Devil May Cry, you definitely heard of this game, DMC. And the Devil May Cry remake that did not go over well at all. They had Emo Dante. That game failed. That's basically what this show is. When this show, it brought that to mind. I was like, man, who did they make this show for? Just like when that game came out, who did they make that game for? Definitely was not the fans. In fact, there were certain things in DMC that was like a metaphorical fuck you to the fans itself. There were things in this show that was pretty much the same way. But yeah, I did not like it, but of course I'm going to finish it as soon as the second part come out. But yeah, that's just, I wanted to keep this brief, but that's basically my review of it. I'm not gonna go too in depth. There's like I said, I'm kind of late with this review, and there's so many other reviews of this show. They all had the same stance as mine though, so I didn't want to. They're gonna say the same shit as me, without going too in depth. If you want to see a more in-depth video that covers the many wrongs that this series has done, then you can go watch them. But I wanted to keep this brief. I didn't want to make it too long. But yeah, that's what this is. If you like what you see, just remember, like and subscribe. I'll make more videos here in the future. I got some stuff in the works, but just stay tuned for that. Thank you and bye.